What is up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you if you are new here. Thank you for stopping by. My name is Brittany. Today, guys, we're going to be checking out some more like true crime-ish, like 911 call type stuff. So this one is about somebody who planned on ending their family for some odd reason. So we're gonna go ahead and get right on into this. I can already see the first thing that's gonna come up in the video. It's crazy.
I just killed my mom and my sister.
You just killed your mother and your sister? How did you do that?
I shot him with a 22 revolver.
What is your name?
Jake Evans.
Are you sure they're
And your
dead?
sister?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
17.
You don't take any other kind of medication?
I mean, other than like Zyrtec and like Advil and, you know, like Sudafed and stuff
So,
like that, you know,
nothing
for
for
the
mental
allergies
health.
and headaches, but
Yeah.
no.
Okay. Do you, is there any reason that you were so angry at your mother and your sister?
No, I wasn't. It's weird. I wasn't even really angry with them. See, my sister, I told my sister that my mom needed her.
Mm-hmm.
She was in her room, and she came out of her room, and I shot her. She rolled down the stairs, and I shot her again. And then I went down and I shot my mom about maybe 3 or 4 times.
I'm surprised
But
your mom.
I'll never forget this.
Okay, that's fine.
My sister, she came down the stairs and she was screaming, and I was telling her that I'm sorry, but to just hold still, that, you know, I was just gonna make it go away, you know, but she just kept on freaking out. But finally she fell down and I shot her in the head about probably 3 times.
So they're both downstairs?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you?
In the
This is a
kitchen.
You're not sitting by the gun, are you?
No, it's about like 10 or 15 feet away from me.
That's all right. Where's your dad?
He's out of town,
Do you know where he
Wow.
is? Out of town?
Washington, D.C.
Where do you go to school, Jake?
Well, I used to go to Leo High School, but now I'm kind of being homeschooled.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So there's just you and your sister and your mom and dad in the house live
Well,
there?
no, my dad's out of town.
Well, yeah, but normally it's just
Does
your
he
mom
live
and your
there?
sister and your dad and you.
Yeah, and my
Your
grandpa and grandma, they live across the street.
Oh,
My
God.
oldest sister, she lives with my grandparents, and I have another sister.
So glad he didn't go across
she's
the
out in
street and
college.
attack
She's gonna
them.
come out to visit us tomorrow.
Jake, where is the kitchen in the
Good.
house? Is it the back of the house?
Yeah, kind of to the back, I guess.
Okay. What's your date of birth, honey?
1995,
Month,
May
May, and the date.
May 22nd.
May 22nd, 1995?
Mhm.
Okay. It's going to be all right.
I've never been violent in my whole life.
You don't sound like a violent person. No, you don't. Jake, my officers are almost there.
She's
Would you
very kind.
be willing to walk out on your own?
Yes.
Yes.
I should tell. I forgot before I called the gun on the counter. For some reason, when I put it down, it was loaded. Just to let y'all know.
Okay, that's fine. As long as it's on the counter.
Yeah, it's on the counter store.
All right, I believe you. Okay, they'll be there shortly, but I'll stay on the phone with you until, you know, it's time for you to walk
I don't know
out.
what year this happened, so I don't know what.
Jake,
how
what I
old
want
he
you to
was at that
do
time.
is, after we get through talking, I want you to put the phone down and leave it in the kitchen. You don't have to hang it up, okay? But I want you to walk outside. But when you're walking through the house and outside, stay visible. You know, don't hide behind any furniture. Open the front door. Do you have a glass screen door or a glass door, or just the front door?
So this front door.
Okay. When you open the front door, step back, put your hands behind your head, and slowly walk outside. Okay? Or I'm not behind your hand, but keep your hands up in the air. Just walk very slowly and walk outside, but keep your hands visible.
She's
All right,
very,
sweetie? Okay,
she's a good
go ahead and put the
911
phone
operator.
down and do it. And then just listen to what Sergeant Fletcher has to say. He's very appreciative that you're willing to come out on your own. He thinks that's great, all right? And I'll talk to you later.
She's very good.
All right,
Thank
hon.
you.
You're welcome.
keeping him
17-year-old
calm.
Jake
17,
Evans dialed
okay.
911 on October 4th, 2012, and confessed to the brutal killing of his mother and sister. But were the slayings a result of spontaneous action, or the deranged and premeditated plan of a calculated killer? On the night in question, Jake's father was out of town in Washington, D.C. For reasons unknown, Jake used a .22 revolver to kill his 48-year-old mother and 15-year-old sister. But he didn't just shoot them once. He fired
Multiple
over and over
times.
again until their bodies were riddled with bullet holes. In the 911 call, the most chilling aspect is just how cold and monotone Jake's voice is. He repeated to the dispatcher that he wasn't on any medication at the time that could be chronically affecting his state of mind. The dispatcher asked if Jake had been angry at his mother and sister, and his answer was baffling. He wasn't. Jake confessed he had lied to get his sister out of her room before shooting her at point-blank range. After shooting her, he located his mother in her study and shot her 3 or 4 times. He then went back to his sister Mallory, who was still alive, and shot her again for good measure. In the call, Jake
so
reiterated
sad
that
she
he was
couldn't
going
get
to
up and
be
get out the
really
house.
messed up from the killing,
Maybe
and
get
seemed
across the
more
street
concerned with the nightmares he
to
would
her
face in the wake of it, rather than any concern for the 2 innocent lives he had taken and the impact it would have on his loved ones. Jake wrote out his confession, and in the letter scrawled the words, "I was amazed at how at ease the boy was during the murders, and how little remorse he had afterward." For
Right.
Jake, he wondered if the experience would be similar. Initially, he decided he would use his father's folding knife, however, when he thought about the pain his family members would be in, he changed his mind and decided to use the revolver he had stolen from his grandfather. On the night of the murders, Jake paced around the house for an hour and a half. He stated that during that time, he tried to come to terms with how his life would change if he went through with his plan, and how he would never see his mother and sister again. In his written confession, he added, "I know now that I'm done with killing. It's the most dreadful and terrifying thing I will ever experience, and what happened last night will haunt me forever." The
It
case of Jake
should.
Evans brought up a debate about the effects of violent content on the minds of impressionable adolescents. Adolescents, in the process of identity formation, may be more susceptible to external influences, and continuous exposure to violent content can desensitize them to aggression and normalize harmful behaviors.
Good.
He also felt increasingly suffocated
got
by his
mental
family,
issues.
which only served to intensify his feelings of resentment towards them. Jake's plan after killing his mother and sister was to go across the street
knew
to his
it.
grandparents' house
I
and
knew it.
kill them and his older sister
thought so.
Emily. Then, the next day, he planned to kill his other sister Audrey when she
When she
came to
came
visit.
home.
Of course, after the initial killings, Jake realized his fantasy was not at all like reality. After Jake's arrest, and while he was being held in custody, he was determined by the judge to be mentally incompetent to stand trial and was sent to North Texas State Hospital instead. He stayed there for over 2 years. His bond was set at $750,000, which his father stated was inconsequential, as he had no intention of paying it.
Right.
On April 27,
I
2015,
figured
Jake
he
was
would.
released from the hospital and was finally fit to stand trial. A week later, he entered the courtroom for his double murder sentencing, looking wan and frail, far from the image of a notorious killer he aspired to be. He entered a guilty plea, offering little to no explanation to the court as to why he had done what he had. Jake pled guilty to 2 counts of capital murder. In Texas, there are 2 options for the punishment of such a crime: death or life in prison without the possibility of parole. But
choose
because
life?
Jake was 17 at the time of the
They chose
murders,
life?
both rulings would have been considered unconstitutional. His sentence was therefore ruled as 2 45-year sentences to be
Okay.
served consecutively in the Darrington Facility Prison. He would have to serve at least
Not
22 years
consec-
before being eligible for parole.
Why
During
does
his
he get
sentencing,
parole?
he apologized to his family and the community and expressed remorse.
Why would he get parole? He don't deserve parole. I'm sorry. He don't deserve parole. Because to me, in my mind, I'm thinking that if he would have been able to get over the fact of what he just did, he would have become a serial or a family annihilator, because he would have went forward with going across the street, taking out his family over across the street, waiting until his sister came to town the next day, taking her out, and then either fleeing, getting away to where he's able to commit more. So again, that's where the serial part steps in, because this feels so nice to him, and then taking more people out and then maybe getting caught. Because I feel like the only way people would have noticed is, I don't know, since it took place in, I forgot what month it took place, but if his sister was also homeschooled like he was, then people wouldn't have noticed she didn't show up to school. If the mom is the one doing the homeschooling, people wouldn't have noticed because she probably wouldn't have been at the house for like work if she's homeschooling them. The only people that would have noticed would be the grandparents that live next door, or the sister that live across the street, and then they're gonna get taken out too. So then they're not gonna alert anybody. So the sister would have had time to come home and then take them out, and then he would have had enough time to, since he's 17, probably had his license, to take his mom's car, get to where he's going, and take her, credit card, whatever, and get far enough away to, like I said, take somebody else out. Or he could have went to his old school and did something crazy there. Either way, I'm glad that he wasn't able to get over what he did to his mom and sister. That's crazy. And then, like, when they be trying to say that all this whatever violent content is influencing people to do something like, no, it ain't just that. No, it's influence people that have already like some kind of mental health issue, something inside them. They have some sort of mental health issue that influences them to be like, I'm enjoying this so much in the video game or whatever. I'm enjoying watching this kind of content so much that I want to do it. Like, because normal people like me, I'm not going to watch, like, John Wick or something. I'll be like, ooh, yeah, or play some kind of video game like Call of Duty or something and be like, yeah, I need to experience this in real life. No, because I'm a mentally stable person, for how you can be in society. I'm a normally mentally stable person. I don't have that kind of mental issue. Anyways, comment down below on what your thoughts are about this whole situation. If you want to see more like true crime stuff like this, also comment that down below. Make sure you give this a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. It helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. And then don't forget to hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed already, you turn on your post notifications. It's the bell next to the subscribe button. It's going to alert you of my future uploads. And then I will see you guys in the next video. All right, guys. Peace out.